Friendly Greens here, coming back at you. I know it's been a little bit, been dealing with these plants here and kind of forgetting, shit. But I appreciate everybody who's, been subbing to me. Thank you. Thank you so much. That shit's awesome. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. And today's topic, we're going to be going over 5 mistakes to avoid with liquid nutrients. And this is going off of like my personal experience with liquid nutrients, so kind of, give or take. Definitely comment down below if there's any other like tips or mistakes or anything like that. So, number 1, giving nutrients too early. So, I definitely have suffered from that. I have given my plants nutrients way too early. Maybe when they were like yay big. Little gals. Dumping fucking nutrient feed on them, you know what I mean? Just going crazy, but other than that, try to avoid giving them too many nutrients too early. I would wait, depending on what kind of soil you're using too, that also takes in the factor. If you're using like soil without any nutrients, obviously you're going to be giving them nutrients early on. If you're using like ocean forest and happy frog mix like I am, you're going to be giving them nutrients around like maybe about like a month in to their life cycle from sprout. That's what I do. So that's what I would do. 2, overfeeding. Definitely, I've done that too, getting in your head thinking, keep feeding them, feeding them, they're gonna get bigger and bigger. It's not the case. It's not the case. They can only take up so many nutrients at a time, and when you keep just feeding them every watering, it murders them. It does a lot of bad instead of a lot of good when you're thinking in your head, oh, I'm giving them all that love and care, keep feeding them. But in the meantime, it's causing a lot of destruction. I've learned that too over time. Number 3, not mixing your nutrients in the proper order. I've done that as well. I've just been trying to get in a rush, before work or whatever, putting your nutrients in, nutrient mix, not paying attention to what you're mixing in, and you kind of mess up that order, and then it messes the whole thing up, and then when you go to pH it, you're like, why is this crazy? I've done this a couple of times, why is this out of whack? And then you start thinking, my pH pen, you go to calibrate your pH pen, your pH pen's fine, and then you're like, what's going on? And then you realize, oh, I just started dumping shit in and mixing. Like, it happens. I've done that too. Like, I've done it maybe like a handful of times, my first grow. Number 4, pHing before mixing nutrients. I know it doesn't seem like a big mistake, but it wastes a lot of time. I did this a lot. I would take my water, dump it in after it's sat for a long while, like a couple days, and then I would pH it, mix my nutrients, and then I would pH it. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Your liquid nutrients are going to affect that pH balance in your water. So I would just not pH it in the beginning. Personally, that's what I do now. I would just put your liquid nutrients in the proper order, mix it up, and then pH it. Definitely saves a buttload of time. Number 5, getting your nutrients on the leaves when you're watering. I've done this. Like, I've been watering, and then a couple of days I'll come in, my plant leaves will start getting little spots on them, and I'll be freaking out. I'm like, what are happening to these girls? Oh my god, what's happening? Are they dying? I'll be panicking, and then I'll quickly realize, oh yeah, when I was watering, I got water on those leaves. Those nutrients will burn those leaves if you're using liquid nutrients and you're getting that stuff on there. So when you're using those powder nutrients, you're putting it on that topsoil and you're top dressing and mixing it in and stuff. So definitely when you're using liquid nutrients, avoid trying to spray on the leaves or whatever, or when you're watering with a bottle or however method, avoid getting it on the leaves. Definitely avoid getting it on the leaves. It'll save you a lot of panic in the long run. And that's about it. And I also just want to say thank you all for staying tuned in with the channel. It's been quite the journey. I appreciate it. It's pretty crazy how we're blowing up here. It's nice. I really love it, and I'm happy to build a community around you guys. So definitely comment whatever you want to comment down below if you're asking questions or how I grow stuff or whatever. Definitely do that. I'm trying to build a nice community around here, so definitely do that. I appreciate it. And y'all have a nice day or night depending on when you're watching it. Later, fam.